Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are going to do a quick energy check-in, and this is going to be for Leo. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, Leo, we're gonna just do a check-in on your energy, see what's going on for you right now. Any messages that your guides are wanting you to know right now. Any messages wanting to come through. Be mindful of people gaslighting you. Be mindful of the things that people are accusing you of, because it's very likely that it's things that they are doing themselves. I also feel like if you're trying very hard to manifest something, to create something, to bring something into your existence, if you have a really important goal in your life right now, it's really important to be mindful of who you're letting yourself connect with. And if you're connecting to people that push against you too much, or you just know are lower vibrational people, it's important to kind of remove yourself from that. I also feel like if you're connected to people that have a lot of negative things to say about you, or negative things to say about your life, or always, I remember my grandmother was like such a worrywart. And anytime I would ever talk to her, everything was just always so dramatic. Like, oh my God, what are you going to do? Like, even when I would tell her good news, it was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to, do this? How are you going to do that? What if this happens? What if this happens? And so I would always be so anxious after I talked to her. And so I feel like this is kind of like a similar message. If you have something really important that you're focused on, that you're wanting to manifest, that you're wanting to create, be careful of the people that you're connecting to, or even talking to about your dreams or your goals or your desires. Because if it's people that are just not in agreement with that for whatever reason, you don't want that energy projected onto you. If you're wanting to be more healthy or lose weight, don't connect to a lot of people that think that that's all rubbish. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that you have to cut those people out of your life, but keep, don't engage in that aspect of your life, right? Don't expect people to support you that don't agree with what it is that you're trying to create for yourself. Yeah, it's really important for you to be connecting to people that are supporting the goals that you're working towards, that give you permission and space to nurture the things that you want to nurture, that appreciate what it is that you're trying to create. You need to be able to be in a space of love and peace and compassion, especially when it comes to the things that you're trying to create in your life. I also feel like it's important to try to connect more to people that share the same types of goals and values that you do. because, you know, that saying that anytime two or more people are connected, like it amplifies the manifestation, it amplifies the prayer, right? So connect to more people that share the same goal and the same vision for you, because that's what's going to inspire you. And if anybody that you're connected to does not agree with or goes against in any way the things that you desire, then don't share your dreams and your goals and your desires with those people. I'm also hearing, like, don't place your trust in the wrong people. Be mindful of who you're telling your story to right now. Also, be mindful of people that are showing back up in your life right now. You don't have to let everybody back in. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying you're sorry. I caught myself saying that way too much in the last video. Anyway, you are standing in a really powerful place of authenticity. You have recently recognized a truth, spoken a truth, or you're just walking in the most authentic version of yourself, and it has put you in a really powerful place of alignment. You're very supported by your guides right now. You're in this space where there's not anything that you need to necessarily be actively doing. You have initiated this change. You are in alignment with your guides. You are supported by your guides. Your guides are bringing you and reflecting to you people that are going to support you. And it's important to stay close to the people that are supportive of the changes that you have made recently, or supportive of your truth, supportive of your authenticity, supportive of the dreams that you are wanting to create, because that is bringing you closer and closer and closer to your goals. I also feel like for some of you, you have recently communicated something it's like it fell on the right ears, or something that you have said to somebody really stuck with them, and it's bringing a lot of changes, although I don't feel that you're necessarily aware of that in this moment. But there's nothing that you need to do any further. You have like brought about some really powerful change just by speaking your truth, just by being authentic. It's connecting you to people that are going to be supportive of the dreams that you are trying to manifest, supportive of your happiness, in a way that you're not having to aggressively struggle or fight. And again, what you're like, there's nothing that you need to do other than continue to nurture and honor your truth and your authenticity. I feel like for some of you, it's like you took your power back, or you changed the game, or changed the dynamics of something just by simply speaking your truth. And you might even feel that speaking this truth caused you to lose something or lose a person. but I don't necessarily feel that that's the case. I feel like you're gaining a lot more from this. Wow. You've got the Hierophant and the High Priestess. This is like divine counterparts, divine partnership, but it's more like you have this really powerful alignment with your higher guides. You are so tapped in and tuned into your higher self, to your spiritual being, to your belief systems even. You're very divinely protected right now. You also have like a really good grasp on, like, you're bringing your own spiritual beliefs into your physical world. You have a very good balanced understanding of, you know, traditional rules and belief systems versus, you know, spiritual beliefs. You've got like just really good flow of that energy. You're finding a lot more value and trust in your own intuition and in your connection to the divine. For some of you, you have a very powerful spiritual connection to another person, like a really powerful spiritual connection. You both could be at completely opposite ends of the spectrum on this right now. This person is very much immersed in traditional spiritual growth or some sort of more structured type of growth process, and you're more like esoteric with it. You're more broad. You're more connected to the urethral. Am I saying that right? The spiritual world. You could be working more behind the scenes on things, and this person could be working more in the physical aspect, or vice versa. I kind of feel like you might even have a lot of spiritual beliefs that completely go against traditional beliefs. And by not expressing, though, like, it's important for you to be fearlessly expressing your beliefs, your authenticity, even if it goes against tradition. I feel like some of you might be waiting for commitment from another person, or waiting for something to move forward in a relationship, wanting more stability in a relationship, or you're looking for something physical to manifest in a connection with another person. And I do feel that, like I said, this is like a really powerful connection. I feel like you both are very strong individuals, very strong people, very strong willed, very strong in your beliefs, very strong in your values. But I also feel that it's almost like because of that, you guys are butting heads, and you have your vision of how you want things to be, and this person has their vision, and it's complete opposite, and neither of you are necessarily like willing to compromise. The outcome is that you have what you want, you're getting what you want, but only by understanding that there's more than one way to go about this. You're limiting yourself by needing it to show up in a certain specific way. You're wanting to see absolute consistency, or some kind of physical proof, or somebody to show up and do something specific. Like you're looking for something specific. And so that might be limiting how this is coming about for you. You and this person like are meant to balance each other out. If you're somebody who feels like you have a twin flame relationship, this is something that you need to be careful of and be mindful of. A lot of times within the twin flame dynamics, there is one person that perceives themselves to be the healed, more spiritual person, right? And they've done the healing and they're waiting for the other person to catch up. And usually the person that perceives themselves as being the higher evolved spiritual person, the healed version, they're expecting that other person to come up and meet them at their level and show those same beliefs or whatever. They're perceiving that person being healed means that they're changing their lives to come to this level, right? And that person usually has a vision of how that is supposed to be. Everybody, I feel like, has this vision of what a twin flame relationship is supposed to be. People that are involved in that, or even soulmate connections, like you have a vision of how you feel that spiritual relationships or soulmate relationships are supposed to be. And you have to be really careful that you don't have a romanticized version of a certain type of relationship and you're expecting another person to completely make changes and meet you at your level. The reason that these like twin flame relationships and soulmate relationships are so significant is because two very powerful spiritual people are coming together and balancing their energy together. The reason that person sometimes appears to be the complete opposite of you is because they do possess qualities that are important for you to be aware of and not necessarily integrate into your life, but it's meant to be more of a balance. You're merging two energies together. And a lot of times what we tend to do is we either completely mold ourselves to another person, or we expect that person to completely mold themselves into our lives. You have this connection where one person is more spiritual and the other person is more religious, like traditional religion. And you can't expect the religious person to completely shift to your spiritual views or vice versa. It's important to understand that there's value in both sides of this, and to expect somebody to completely shift, or for you to completely shift in order to have a relationship just because it's a soulmate connection or a twin flame connection is ridiculous, right? It's not ridiculous, but you know what I mean. For twin flames to assume that they are these spiritual enlightened beings, and that means that their partner who is living a more physical experience has to completely dive into the spiritual experience is not right, because that creates imbalance, right? There has to be balance in all things. This could also be like your own belief systems, that you're like trying to, like, you have this set of beliefs that you were raised with, your traditional beliefs, and then you have the spiritual belief systems that you're learning and getting accustomed to, and they might not mesh very well. They might completely go against each other. And I feel like it's saying to understand that there's benefit in both, and trying to kind of understand the balance of that. You have the Star and the Nine of Cups in your future positions. That is wish fulfillment. You are moving towards wish fulfillment. You are getting exactly what it is that you're wanting, exactly what you've been kind of putting your heart out for. I feel like some of you like expressed a truth or expressed something, and maybe you're not getting the response that you would assume, but it might very well be because the type of person that you're dealing with just does things in a different way than you do. Let me see. Yeah. A lot of you are dealing with a connection with another person that is very much a powerful connection. It is power dynamics. It is a power couple relationship. Or you might even be wanting, that's what you aspire to have is power couple type vibes in your relationship. But I feel like something to keep in mind with that is power also means competition. It also means an energy of competitiveness. And I feel like you have somebody that you're connected to, and you're both very powerful people. And so with that, there's an underlying competitiveness that you have to be very careful of in those types of relationships, and understand that it's not, in that energy, it's like things, you're used to things being a certain way, and this person is used to things being a certain way. And so instead of coming together, it's like a battle of control, right? Whose way is going to win. And I think that you and this person both see value in this relationship, both see a lot of potential, but you both have also you both are powerful people because of the experiences that you've had, and you're both very protective of your energy and protective of your heart. And so I feel like there's a need to just kind of really try to find the balance in this, and understand that what you want is very much available to you. And you're very much in alignment with that. But it's important to be mindful of your reactions to things and how aggressively you're asserting your own masculine energy. Obviously, you don't want to completely surrender and sacrifice your own values and your own vision, right? But at the same time, there does need to be like an understanding of both sides. And so I feel like, you know, with this person, you're just kind of still dealing with kind of like the ups and downs, the back and forth. But I do feel that this is moving forward. And I do feel that there's a need to kind of let go of doing it the same way that you've been doing it. Not that you need to completely abandon the way you've been doing it. But understanding if you're wanting a change, there needs to be like a little bit more openness. Because the more you open up your energetic space, the more you open up to you're opening yourself up to more possibilities. There's more than, I know this is a horrible saying, but there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? Isn't that the saying? Like, there's more than one way to go about this. And again, that does not mean that you have to sacrifice, but it does mean that, you know, be very mindful of, you don't want to be in the energy of reacting, like instantly reacting, of instantly feeling like you need to be doing something or you need to be taking action, or feeling like something has to be done or things have to be done in a certain way. It's important to understand that, like, your fire in this person is water, or your fire in this person is earth, or your fire in this person is air. That there's balance that is needed. There's benefit if you're a fire sign and the person you're dealing with is a water sign. There's benefit in that water, right? Too much water is going to completely douse your flame, right? But you don't want to be like so aggressive with your fire that person's water evaporates too, right? There's just a need to kind of focus on bringing more balance and being willing to kind of understand that you can merge two different energies together in an effective way. The law of, I think it's the law of polarity. Every truth is half false. Like, everything at its core is true. There's just two opposite extremes of that energy. So it's like there's truth and value to your values, your perception, but there's also truth and value to that other person's values and perceptions. And it's important to find a way to bring that together in an effective way. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.